Hello, bonjour, seasons creepings, and tekalili to you all. Welcome back to Doomed. Solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. For those who watch on the VOD on YouTube, I see you. Check out the timestamps down below. I've linked to the drawing of the weakness, and I've linked to the start of the scenario. It feels weird to say that in real time because I have not yet done that, but I will have done that by the time you get to this. Hello. I'm really jazzed to be back. Everybody, welcome back to Doomed. It's been a second. Long... Ooh, Flower, I like it. What if I speed run it, Flower? I can't. I just I talk too much. Welcome back, Immorticus, Graspy Blanky Cat, Flower, and the Crosshair. Sorry, I presume it's Immorticus and not Immorticus, which is what I would prefer. Oh dear. Okay. Paul Prospero doesn't make the best predictions, but I suppose we'll have to see. So, hello everybody. As always, I will mention Oh no, it's true. Flower, I had totally planned to put my eye patch on, flip it up, put my toque on, and like, you know, cover up one of my hands. I'll cosplay as Marion another time. It's gonna be good. Thanks, Blanky Cat. That's actually really kind. Hope you like my slurping too. Sorry, famously, some of you do not. Okay, welcome. The last time we had some Doomed, we had Schizo Tool through Fortune and Folly. Was it called Fortune and Folly? Yeah. The side scenario, which was a lot of fun, a great time. Absolute insane stuff. Too much yapping. Get to the death, you motherfucker. Whoa. Hey, what have people been playing that is not Arkham related? Just throw it on down there in chat if you want. Honestly, Immorticus, that's awesome. You know, of course, Graspy Loot. I have to figure. I have to figure. Oh boy. What else need I say? That was the last time on Doomed. It's been a while. We have lots of exciting plans for the future. We're about halfway through 2020. No, we're about a third of the way through 2025. We have lots of plans for the future on Twound. I still have some side scenarios I want to tackle. I have an ongoing note, which I will probably share on the Discord at some point. Oh, Discord. Hey, me too, Blanky Cat. I am far behind you, though, I gotta say. Also, no spoilers because of the puzzle-like nature of it. But, like, I'm way behind you, but, like, and Liz just started it. It's very exciting. I'll probably share my note on the Discord at some point. I'm keeping a running tally of all the investigators who have appeared in the Doomed-verse and their stories, or, like, what their stories were. Some of them appeared briefly enough that I'm like, we can play them again, it's okay. They're not burned, you know? People like Preston, Akachi, etc., etc. Oh, 4X's. Just the old 4X's. You know what, Blanky Cat? That is an excellent question. I think it's because Discord, unless you turn this setting off, Discord does say it has your, like, activity on the side, and I see you sometimes having played, and I think you have more hours than me, which I would assume means ahead. But you're right. You're right. Pulls on pulls on pulls on pulls on pulls. For those who are not clear on what's going on today, we're going to be playing some Arkham Horror, the card game. There's a brand new campaign that was just released. The Drowned City. That's right. Arkham will never be the same. I've been super gay and am playing more Coral Island. Mr. Butt. Liz had a lot to say about Coral Island because she loved it. Then, when it was like, oh, that's the end of the beta or the alpha or whatever, like, oh, that's the end of this, come back when version 1.0 is released, they reset all of her progress. And she was like, oh, I don't want to grind. I think it was that game. Are you enjoying the new version, the upgrade, the new version, the released version? Today, we are going to be tackling the first scenario of the Drowned City. Solo. Marion Tavares. Who is Marion? Ooh, it is a Dinkum! Graspy Loot, talk about cozy games. I mean, Liz isn't here today, but, like, She's got all of them over there, okay? And every so often I'll just wander by and be like, "Are you making a pizza? Are you in the fucking Australian outback? What the shit?" Oh shit. Yeah, blanking out. I'm not quite there yet either. God damn. Flower, I don't think you'll need to. If you want to, obviously feel free. Locomoto! Yeah, it looks delightful, Grassbeelu. Roadmap for today. We're going to revisit Marion, just what she does, how her ability works, her story so far, kind of what I'm thinking in terms of story. Then we'll do our drawing of the weaknesses. I'll draw 3 weaknesses and pick the most flavorful one that doesn't suck too bad. And then we'll jump in and do this first scenario. For those who are expecting Cthulhu in the first scenario, I must disappoint you. However, I will say, the first scenario of the Drowned City, I'm staring at it right now, it's called One Last Job, which of course shares the name with a wonderful RPG system called One Last Job. My first foray into STing, go check it out on the RPG Clinic channel. Okay. Oh, yeah. Saludos, Crosshair. I really hope I don't die in an hour, but I hope you can stick around as long as we can. Oh, maybe. Cthulhu's babysitter. Oh, look at this little guy. Look at this little guy. I think that's it, guys. That's the plan for today. As always, let me know, volume's okay, visuals are okay, as always, etc., etc., etc. You'll also notice down below, I am streaming throughout the month of April, as it is Earth Day, or as it was Earth Day, for Cool Earth. You can donate there if you want. Obviously, no donations necessary. Totally cool, Blanky Cat. I hope we get a chance to do a little bit. Ooh, I don't know, Crosshair. Isn't Cthulhu, like, sort of beyond gender? Do you know what I mean? Like, if you're consuming stars on a regular basis, are you beyond gender? It's a good question. Gender is a construct, and Cthulhu devours constructs. Although I did play that romancing eldritch horror game that you suggested, Crosshair, whose name I've forgotten. And that femme Cthulhu was pretty attractive. Does the ocean have gender? Holy shit. Guys, too early. Too early for this. Although, do think on that, because I have a feeling that's going to come up a lot in this campaign. What else do I have to say? I think that's it. Let me know. Oh, the ocean and the moon are in love. That's so sweet. I love that. Okay. Do I have anything else to say? Quick. No. Let's go. One last job. What's the order in which we do this? We don't read the prologue, but we do read the tiny little, we read this. Here it comes. Hang on, what's on my watch? Anything important? No. Gender fluid. Mwah. Lanky Cat, you get 10 punchy punch points. Oh! That's what I was going to say, guys. Charity. For those who are able to stick around, in about, let's say right around the time when I start the scenario, I'll run a raffle for a Steam key of one of the games I have left. I have some Steam keys to give away. Gibbon, Beyond the Trees, and something, it's not Beyond Earth. I'm gonna find it here. Imagine Earth Sustainable Civilizations. I think I still have 2 of those Steam keys, and 1 Gibbon, Beyond the Trees. So I'm gonna run a giveaway for copies of these games in about an hour, if you're here. No, probably half an hour. I want to start it as early as possible so folks who are here get a chance to participate if they want. There you go. The nightmare corpse city of Relia that was built in measureless eons behind history by the vast, loathsome shapes that seeped down from the dark stars. There lay great Cthulhu and his hordes, hidden in green, slimy vaults and sending out at last, after cycles incalculable, the thoughts that spread fear to the dreams of the sensitive and called imperiously to the faithful to come on a pilgrimage of liberation and restoration. So what's cool about this, I think, other than slimy green vaults, which is horrible. Sorry, green slimy vaults, my apologies. I had forgotten that one of the sort of themes of Lovecraft quite often is that dreamers or artists are quite sensitive to the sort of like psychic disturbances. Tree stuff. Psychic disturbances sent out by the old ones. Marion is probably not a dreamer, but perhaps she'll find her way there. Let's remind ourselves really quickly. Whoops, I can just do this. Marion Tavares, the Trawler. As a reminder, her abilities are that you have one fewer hand slot. You'll notice it's because she has one arm. People rely on me to do my job. A few odd fish in the water don't change that. She's a drifter and an entrepreneur. That means she moves from place to place and makes some money while she does it. Her reaction ability. This is going to be key mechanically for the campaign. After you play an event during your turn, draw a reaction, so it's not forced. Draw a card. Then you may play a different event, limit once per round. So this is during your turn only, so it doesn't proc during other phases. The second event, for all intents and purposes, is fast. If it costs an extra action to play, you still have to pay the extra action, you have to pay the resource cost, etc., etc., etc. I think Wilson is an entrepreneur as well. I might be wrong. Her Elder Sign is +1. Search the top 3 cards of your deck for an event and draw it. Shuffle your deck. Marion is less reliant on stuff, material possessions. She works aboard trawling ships, which trawl the oceans for fish. She doesn't have like a ton of stuff that she can take from place to place. Yes, Crosshair, good shout. After you play an event, so you would take an attack of opportunity for playing the first event. But then draw a card, play a different event. Do not trigger attacks of opportunity, so that like the back half of that reaction does not. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. Bob would be an entrepreneur, that son of a bitch. He's like, can I offer you a switchblade? How about a flamethrower? That's Marion. Oof, Jesus, I almost said Daniela. Yes. 100% Graspy Loot. That's like probably some of my first XP because I think it's awesome. Hopefully she awakens. That'll make sense.
Subscriber.
Whoa.
Subscriber.
God, that's loud.
Thank you.
Sorry, guys. That was not. Aragwen, thank you so much. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. We're just recapping our investigator. We're about to do some drawings of the basic weaknesses, etc. Absolutely chuffed to have you here. Welcome. Marion Tavares. So we had a whole deck building stream about Marion. She's taking fortune cards. So she can take guardian cards, neutral cards, fortune cards level 0 to 2, so she's lucky, and up to 5 other level 0 survivor cards. And then she has 2 copies of Determined, I'll do it myself, and a basic weakness. All right. After her father died, she can take Baby Goat. Sorry, I should have written that. I should have physically written that on the card, Aragwen. If I had a physical card, I'll write it. I'll print one and write it for you, don't worry. She can take Baby Goat. After her father died, Marion moved to Arkham from Narragansett Bay. She purchased a boat with her friend, Annalise Taylor, and the two found a new home among the city's fishing community. One stormy night at sea, Annalise was pulled overboard by a strange fish-like creature. Marion leapt into the water and pulled Annalise from the creature's jaws, costing Marion her right arm. Since then, she keeps a weather eye on the choppy waters of the Atlantic and the strange creatures that hide in its depths. What do you think a weather eye is? Do you think a wary eye? Also, yes, Aragorn is correct. Let's be real, this is a lesbian love story. I don't know if we're going to see Annalise ever again. She might be at home. But, like, my goodness. And yes, Crosshair is correct as well. I have taken in the thick of it. I have decided to take 1 physical and 1 mental trauma for both story purposes and healing purposes. Oh, you stay alert. Right. Okay, that makes sense. What else do I have to say? That's Marion. So Marion, I've decided, as per the deck building and so on, I've decided to lean into the fact, like, I'm not going to try to sort of quote-unquote cheat her hand slots, which you can do. She can take Bandolier, take an extra hand slot, blah, blah, blah. There's ways of doing that. I've decided to really lean into her sort of not improvised per se, but her like her relying on the whims of luck. It could be flour, but it is no joke. I have determined every doomed needs a love story. The term weather in sailing refers to the wind. When sailing, one keeps the upwind eye on the wind. Oh, there you go. Because that is what powers the boat. Well, that makes sense. I like the idea of just like standing in the middle of the ship and your eyes are just like yeah, there we go. Okay. Must I say anything else? No. That's Marion. She's great. I think she's going to be really cool. I've decided to prioritize her two things, right? One, fortune, as we said, so leaning into the whims of fate and luck and the weather and the changeability of things. And I've also decided to lean into her being a hunter. She has a new friend who we will discover how she met, Gret Wagner, who is a hunter as well. And we'll just see how they've kind of met. Okay, that's all we know about her. As a reminder, yeah, Flower, I will actually share briefly. She's potentially going to struggle to get clues and deal a ton of damage. I'm hoping because this is scenario 1, those things won't be overly difficult. I did a little bit of tweaking. I changed out some of the assets that she had, just because she had not many, and I went to even fewer. Oh god. Oh, sorry, Flower. They doinkin. Yeah, oh, yeah, correct. Crosshair is correct. I can't wait for that. And I'll, like, try to sexualize this person. Crosshair will be like, no, that's not. Okay. Across the top are all of the basic weaknesses that have been drawn in solo. And across the bottom are all of the weaknesses that were drawn for Crosshair on top and me on the bottom. Graspy-Loot's weaknesses are not here because I'm not counting side scenarios for the purposes of the basic weaknesses. Pretty sweet, though. So I will say there's now 25 other basic weaknesses left, plus a few that are inappropriate for solo. Some of them are multiplayer only. A couple of them are, you know, Mystic only, Survivor only, that sort of class specific or multiplayer only. Peregrine, I keep telling you, where are you going to find a baby goat in Arkham? The goat farm, Scott! Where else? Anyway, it's shocking to me that we've still got so many basic weaknesses left, but maybe that's not so wild. There are a lot of them, and we have seen a few of them in certain things. And yes, Blanky Cat is correct. There are 4 new basic weaknesses in the mix. I'm kind of hoping to draw at least one of them, because I think they're cool. Skids had one. Oh, the deliciously goat farm and dairy. Yeah, Crosshair's correct. Oh, God. All right, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. I reserve the right also. I have always said this. I reserve the right to just do what I want on Doomed. If I draw 3 and go fuck these and redraw, like, I reserve the right. Panic. Oh, live. Okay. Disruptive Poltergeist. Lurker in the dark. Okay, this is bad. Okay. Yeah, Mr. Butt, you gotta do what you want. For sure. I tend to agree. Let's have a look. Panic. A madness weakness. Love the art. She's got an Elder Sign amulet, which I love. Put Panic into play in your threat area. It can be healed as if it were a single point of horror. After you take a play, engage, or resource action, you cannot take any of those types of actions for the remainder of the turn. So you'd get 1 play per turn. Not the worst. Disruptive Poltergeist is an absolute goddamn disaster. But let's have a look anyway. When your turn ends, if you did not successfully evade an enemy this round, take a damage and shuffle it back into your deck, or, /and, action evade an enemy, you get -2 skill value for this evasion attempt, and if you succeed, discard this card. Marion's evasion is not good, so this feels like one of those things that I'd be like, cool, I'm fucked. It's not great. Let's have a look at Lurker in the Dark, folks. It's a Shoggoth monster. The warning's already been posted. This is a horrible looking thing with too many teeth. 3 combat. Damn it. Ugh, Aragwen's right. I think you gave it the power to automatically evade an enemy, so it wouldn't necessarily help, but it's still kind of cool. It would help. Yeah, okay. Anyway. Lurker in the Dark is a basic weakness, 3 combat, 2 health, 1 evade. Pretty low stats for an enemy. However, it's a hunter. It spawns at any connecting location, so it pops out of the darkness. Lurker in the Dark can only be attacked or damaged using weapon assets or tactic events, and takes 1 fewer damage from each source. Now, this is particularly troubling for a variety of reasons. Weapon assets are tactic events. Most weapons do +1 damage. Marion's weapon of choice does not. So Marion could only attack it with her weapon, but it would do 0 damage a hit. Tactic events tend to do 2 or more damage. But again, I don't know how many Marion is packing. I'm gonna be honest, this is concerning. It also feels correct. I'm wondering how much I can get away with just being like, oh god, evade, evade! I'm just quickly looking through her tactic events. So, like, Clean 'em Out does 1 damage, so it would do 0 damage here. Hunter's Mark is not a tactic. 1-2 Punch would do 1 damage. Toe-to-toe would do 1 damage. Absolute nutter. Fucking hell. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Aragwen. Here it is. Aragwen! I highly recommend everybody click on this card, if for no other reason than that silly little baby goat's face is just charming. 1 evade. All right. It's decided, folks. Marion Tavares. Oh, yeah. Flower. Always thinking about those absolute lovely humans on the YouTube. On the VOD. Yes, of course. Allow me to quickly add a window capture. Hang on. I'm going to do this, guys. This one? Will that work? No, it's not going to work. 2 seconds. Just hang on. You're also trying to get it. You're trying to slow me down to start, eh? All right. Let's create a new one. We'll call it Goat. And we'll select the window to capture. Is it this one? Oh, hell yeah. Oh, yeah. There it is. Oh, yeah. There's that absolute unit. What would I change? Do you, Crosshair? Are you suggesting that I change the the Shoggoth to baby goat? No, just like have it. Just have it in the game. Goat. Yeah. You know what? Goat. I think it's very pretty. Aragwen called it an improvement, I want to be clear. Okay. The Shoggoth is going in. I have 34 cards because I have 2 copies of Determined. That's why. Okay. If that thing gets out early, we are in let me tell you, we are in so much trouble. Okay. Additional rules and clarifications. Flood tokens. I remember how they work, but I will tell you when they become a thing. Fun fact, goats are pretty. Yeah, actually, Graspy Loot? Good shout. You'll understand why Crowbar is valuable for Marion shortly. Well, you won't understand. I'll just tell you that it also investigates with combat, which is good. But, yes, I need weapons that do damage. All right. Artifacts. Investigators may acquire artifact story assets throughout the course of the Drowned City. What else? Oh, the 5 XPs! Monster Hunter! That's actually Blanky Cat. Good shout. All right. Artifacts don't go investigator decks. You can begin play with them. They have a unique card back, blah, blah, blah. They contain alien glyphs. I'm literally just skipping most of this, guys. Alien glyphs. Investigators may be directed to translate a glyph. Oh, the Druid City! Oh, no! All right, I'm just going to get this clue. Back off! That's actually my clue! Fucking hell. All right. For those who don't know, Drew Crew is not on today, but do check out... What? The VODs? They don't exist. God damn it. Some liminal bullshit. All right. Translate a glyph. When translated... Okay, a glyph's meaning has no inherent game effect. Some artifacts contain alien glyphs. Most scenarios in the Drowned City will instruct players to set glyph cards aside. Most of them are double-sided story cards. For the sake of your sanity, do not stare at any alien glyph for longer than 5 minutes at a time. Fucking hell. What does that mean? Can I make big? Can I make big, please? Whoa. Oh my god. The Druid City. Okay. New keywords. Most of them, again, we already know. Oh, hang on, Flower. I actually did miss that. Some artifacts contain alien glyphs. Any text below these glyphs is considered to be blank. Okay, well, that's actually fair. Unless you have translated the... Okay, so we're translating glyphs. Yeah, Marion the Fisher Lady is definitely translating alien glyphs. Okay. Oh, fuck that thing. Crosshair... That was one of the worst Doom days of my life. That finale was the worst. It was the best, but it was the worst. Okay. Patrol. Some enemies have patrol. It's like Hunter, except instead of hunting you during the enemy phase, they move towards a specific place as designated on their card. Relentless. This one's new. Some enemies in this campaign have the Relentless keyword. During the enemy phase, each enemy with the Relentless keyword that has attacked this phase, even if that attack was cancelled, readies and attacks the investigator is engaged with a second time. Wow. Okay, so some enemies literally attack twice in the enemy phase. Fuck. Okay, Marion, I think that weapon is starting to get really high priority. Sorry, guys, I have a work-related question coming in via text. Let's finish reading this, and then I can probably get that answer over to them later. Alert! Alert is like retaliate, but for evasion. Seal. Seal is a keyword that basically says, take a chaos token out of the chaos bag and seal it on this card. You have to do it as part of the cost. Sealed tokens can't be revealed from the chaos bag. When a chaos token is released, it goes back to the chaos bag, but it can also be, returned to the pool, which is for blessings and curses. Anyway, this won't come up for Marion, but it might come up in the campaign. Okay, we're playing on standard. Prologue. Here we go. Just we're getting to the goddamn text here, guys. April 15th. Something hasn't seemed right for a while. It's been an unusually cold year, with heavy snow, rain, and fog keeping the New England sky in a state of perpetual melancholy. A restive nervousness seems to have crept into all aspects of domestic life. Small arguments on street corners come to blows. Muffled shouts and screams resound behind closed doors. A not insignificant number of students have simply stopped attending classes at Miskatonic University. The people of Arkham feel it in their bones. Something is different. Something seems wrong. It is a good point, Graspy Loot, and it's something I feel like eventually they'll release, a doc. Well, there is a revised core, but they'll probably release a document that's just like, here's all of the things. Patrol. So, fun fact. Alert was created for the Forgotten Age, unsurprisingly, because it's an evasion-heavy campaign. Patrol was created by Nick Corey, I think is his name, who was one of the Mythos Busters, a podcast about Arkham Horror the card game, when he designed Murder at the Excelsior Hotel, which became an actual standalone scenario, and he is now one of the designers of the card game. And he invented the concept of Patrol. Pretty dope. Pretty dope. All right. One last job. Oh, Crosshair. You get to read something special just for you. It says if you're playing as Wendy Adams. So specific. So specific. Okay, sorry. I'll read that later. You suppress a shiver in the cool spring air as you wait under a flickering street lamp. Tonight is the last night of your employ under Randall Tillinghast, a local curio dealer. Fun fact, Professor Tillinghast was the main character, the deceased narrator in Arkham Horror Mother's Embrace, which yours truly had a voice. The antiquarian's latest shipment from New Orleans has gone missing. Oh, for fuck's sake. And he has tasked you with its recovery. Fuck. Marion's just like, so time to go fishing? He's like, get me those curios back. Son of a bitch. This is just the latest in a string of risky and often illicit errands for the cunning old man. Correct, Graspy Loot. Which means I can say I've been in a game with Amelia Tyler. It would be disingenuous, but it would be true. Tonight's job should pay almost enough to satisfy the rest of your debt to Tillinghast. Ooh. Debt? Why is Marion in debt to a curio dealer? We'll find out later. Both of your informants arrive on time. Your informants? Guys, I think Marion's a gangster. I think she's a secret gangster. Ruby Standish. Yeah, I was in the game. Ruby Standish. Correct, Flower. No, it's been stolen. Well, it's gone missing. Ruby Standish. Oh, why we're in debt to him. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Okay. She was on a ship with Annalise Taylor. When Annalise Taylor and a shipment of curios went overboard. And she could have grabbed the curios, but she went in after Annalise. Lost her arm. And pulled her back on board. Bosh. Blanky Cat? Correct. We're coming to that later. Ruby Standish, infamous jewel thief, approaches with a knowing smirk. The plucky reporter Andy Van Nortwick comes soon after. That's a Drew Crew name right there. Tillinghast seems to draw the most eclectic mix of specialists for his favors. Between Ruby and Andy's accounts, you piece together a rough idea of the shipment's location. I tracked it from the warehouse in Southside to a few black market dealers in Rivertown. No luck, I'm afraid, Ruby says. Andy takes off his hat and wipes his brow. I nearly bought it in a firefight downtown. Sounds like the Sheldons and the O'Banions are at it again. The two gangs are in the midst of another turf war. Something about a load of missing hooch. Who cares? It's possible the missing shipment was just scooped up with the gang's actual mark. And then if you're playing as Wendy Adams, you get to read something special. You guys can read it as a little treat, but I'm not going to. Oh, God. Oh, Jesus, Crosshair, but fair. You shiver as a chill wind stirs the air. Ruby smiles rakishly. What do you say to a little wager? Double or nothing. The first one to score the shipment gets it all. Hope you're ready to lose, she smirks. Before you can reply, she's already melted into the shadows. Ruby. Wow. Imagine being hired to retrieve some stuff, which you will then get paid to do, and then forcing everyone to go double or nothing on it. so that they have to work and put their lives on the line and not get any money. That's so rude. Ruby, what the shit? All right, guys. I need to finish the setup, and then I need to take a very short break so I can respond to this work email. Tubi. Gather all the cards from the following encounter sets. There's a few here that I recognize. Chilling Cold, Locked Doors, Midnight Masks, Rats, for Goat Headbutts, and Striking Fear. All very classic core set cards. Remove the following locations from the game. One of two... Okay. St. Mary's... Okay. One of two copies of Downtown at random. And we begin play at the Tillinghast Esoterica! You love to see new locations. All right, let's have a look at the map real quick. Here's the Tillinghast Esoterica. We'll look at the actual locations in a moment. It's connected to the University, Rivertown, East Town, North Side, and it said remove 1 copy of Downtown from the game, so I will remove this one. Fucking eat that over there. And we begin play at Tillinghast's Esoterica. Construct the act deck using one of the 2 copies of Act 1A at random. Remove the other copy from the game. Set each copy of Act 2 and 3 aside out of play. Set each of the following enemies aside out of play. Shuffle the remaining counter decks. Building counter deck. You're now ready to begin. Okay. Oh, and you can see I've got up here the agenda and the act decks. Although, the act decks, there are 2, and I must randomly select one. Crosshair. 1 or 2. Or, well, or left or right. Son of a bitch. Okay, all right, I got it. You son of a gun. Yo, stop it! Yo, you can't just yell random numbers. I've missed this, guys. I've missed you all. All right. Are we going to read the agenda and the act and draw our opening hand, and then we're going to take a short break, really short. More water, more coffee. More. The numbers, Mason. Oh, you're talking about the numbers. And then I'm going to respond to this message. Let us party. Agenda 1A, Arkham Nightlife. Why are we wrapped up in gang shit? This is crazy for Marion. The moon casts long shadows that reach across the ground like searching fingers. You've always seen this city as home, but tonight, Arkham feels like another place entirely. You really did, Flower. That's mostly on me. It's 7 Doom. The reaction here is, after the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, one at a time. Spawn each criminal enemy discarded this way at the nearest empty location. So after you discover the last clue from an Arkham location, you get a chance to spawn a criminal at the nearest empty location. We're going to have to see what our objective is. I presume the idea is, like, you want gangsters and criminals so that you can, like, do things to them, right? Questioning the gangs. Act 1A. Questioning the gangs. You need to find out what happened to Tillinghast's shipment. With the increased gang activity all over Rivertown, you think that checking in with the Sheldons and O'Banions is the best place to start. 2 clues plus 1, because there's 1 investigator in the game, so 3 clues. Free trigger. Okay, there's a lot of text on this act. Bear with me, guys. Free trigger. Spend X clues. Parley. Discard an engaged criminal enemy with X remaining health at your location. Place a clue from the token pool on this act. Okay. Okay. Objective, at the end of the round, if the number of clues on this act is 3 or more, advance, which is 2 plus 1. Okay. Okay. So the objective is interview or question gang members. The way we do that is you go up to a gang member and you engage them. Aw, so sweet. And then you, as a free trigger, you spend X clues, where X is their health. So you could whittle down their health a little bit so make it easier to parley with them. Give them a little beat down to encourage them to talk. And then it discards them, does not defeat them, and then a clue goes on the act. I hope that all makes sense. It makes sense to me. That's the key. Yep. So Marion saved her friend, lost the shipment due to that. Yep. Okay. Now needs to get out of debt, and that's why she's doing gang shit on her home turf. Correct, Crosshair. Fuck, I love it. Okay, we gotta question some gangs. We start at the Esoterica. It is time, my friends. I'm saving the game. I'm drawing our opening hand, and then we're taking a short break. Which is really annoying, I know. But it is work-related, and I should probably respond as soon as possible. All right. Here we go. We're drawing 5 cards. I am looking for assets and money. That is actively what I am looking for. A crowbar, 21 or bust, which is money. We do not need a fight event. Look what I found is probably pretty valuable, actually, so I might keep that. Toe-to-toe will do a damage to the hunting thing if I find it, but I don't want it. I think I want more money or... Okay, well, it really wanted me to clean them out. We don't need a fight event. God damn it! And prepared for the worst, searches for a weapon, but I got a weapon. It's a crowbar. So we talked about this in the deck building episode. Crowbar is a new Guardian asset, level 0. It exhausts, but it can either investigate using combat or fight at +2 combat. It doesn't do extra damage, which, that's right, it sucks. But it does allow you to translate your combat into investigation. Especially in solo, 1 clue at a time, it's not that bad. This is a decent opening hand. I am okay. Oh, let's look at Tillinghast Esoterica first as well. Tillinghast Esoterica, purveyor of sundry delights, exotic treasures, wondrous baubles, and innumerable secrets. The Tillinghast Esoterica is connected to the location to the right of it, and vice versa. Fine, who cares? Action. Investigators at this location spend a clue as a group. In your campaign log, record the investigators discovered an alien language. Okay, here's the problem. Scott would do this. Would Marion? She must. She just stumbles upon it, guys. It's gonna be fine. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Flower. And I wouldn't be mad at that. Use combat in place of willpower. It's just called smashing your head against the wall or whatever. Okay, we must save, and we must take a short break for me to respond to a work email. I'm so sorry. Yes, it is Saturday. Yes, it is almost noon on a Saturday in this time zone. Ludicrous. We'll be right back. I'll leave you with some music. I cast face to wall. Smonk. All right. I will be back in just a couple of minutes. We'll see you back in a bit. And we'll see how Marion gets on questioning the gangs on Doomed. I'm a simple man. I see a quote about Emily from the council. I pay attention. Welcome back to Doomed. Solo playthroughs through Arkham Horror, the card game with a focus on roleplay and storytelling. Today, Marion Tavares tries to pay off... You got it, Mr. Butt! Marion Tavares tries to pay off her debt to someone, Mr. Tillinghast, of Tillinghast Esoterica, so that she can get back to trawling the ocean and hunting the waves for monsters that threaten her and her friend Annalise Taylor. Oh dear, Crosshair. I mean, also fair play. Okay, we're back. Guys, also, nobody reminded me, and I forgot because I'm a bad streamer. Let's run a giveaway. Can I run a giveaway? Betting? No. Minigames? The giveaway is being weird, to be honest, but let's just do it anyway. Join permission everyone. Steam key for one of 2 games. Cool Earth Charity. Just because I want anyone who's here early to be able to potentially win. Exclamation mark raffle to have a chance to win. And I'll leave that open for at least my first turn and maybe longer, depending on who's in it. Okay. Marion, what do we got going on here? Excellent. Blanky Cat, I know you got Gibbon on your mind. All right, good. We got people coming in. Okay, Marion. The very first thing we need to do, I think. Marion is planning to head out into the streets, leverage some of her contacts, and try to figure out what happened to the shipment. Did they get scooped up by the O'Banions, by the Sheldons, or some other force? So I'm going to play a crowbar so we can leverage things. She's got her trusty sort of like old style pry bar. as a woman with one arm, you know, it can be difficult to operate certain mechanical things. But what Marion lacks in manual dexterity, she makes up for in... Oh, sounds good, Crosshair. She makes up for in pure hard-headed will. Now, the other thing she knows she's going to need, in addition to the ability to make people talk and make people know she's serious, is she might need a little bit of money. She's going to have to see if she can put her winnings from cards into leveraging, again, just a bit of... If she can make some money, she'll have a little bit of leverage to help people talk. 21 or bust is a fortune card. It says, 1 at a time, reveal random tokens from the chaos bag until you stop. We're playing blackjack. We're playing 21. And depending on how many I get resources. I'm trying not to go over because I don't want to be at 0. 2. Sorry, I should be clear. We're treating the tokens without plus or minus. We're just going up. Yeah, exactly, Flower. I'm already deep in debt, Tillinghast. How bad can it get? Hit me. That is a 1 or an 11, so we're at 13. Hit me. 18. But the elder sign could count for 1. So I'm going to say hit me. 20. Am I counting that right? 4, 9, 20. I don't need to be. I don't need to be like whatchamacallit. I don't need to be. No, we're leaving it here. We get 20, which means I gain 6 resources. Yeah, exactly, Blanky Cat. That was kind of my thought. There's 4 ones. It was actually pretty good odds, but I didn't want to get into a position where then I was like, oh, well, I'll just do it. Yes, of course, Mr. Butt. What is this game? Why is Marion betting on cards? Oh, we did not, Flower, but I will read them I will read them now, and then I'll wait for Mr. Butt's question to come in. One Last Job has a few skulls, minus X. X is the number of criminal enemies in play. Tablets are -2, -4 if there's a criminal at your location. That's okay. Elder Things, this is an unfortunate breakpoint. -3. If you fail, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, choose a criminal enemy discarded, and spawn it engaged with you. Not so bad. Marion's happy to have criminals to try to get some leverage on. Now, I've just played an event, so I can reaction, draw a card, and play another event from my hand. I actually don't have another event I want to play, so I will leave it. That's a good question, Mr. Butt. I don't know what the etymology of the phrase is. Crosshair may be able to find that. You seem to have etymology.com on lock here. But why do people say hit me? I don't know. But, like, in certain card games, you're being asked, like, give me another card. And to be hit, to be struck, maybe to, like come at me? I don't know. Yeah, so, to be honest, I don't know. I know what it means. It means give me another card in a card game where I can, like, I want to take one, you know? This has been Fun Facts with Flower of August. Love it, guys. Okay. Marion scoops up her winnings from the table, grins, realizes she's far behind our good friend Ruby. And with my last action, I will exhaust the crowbar to investigate. It uses combat instead of book, so I am investigating at 4 to 3, which I don't love, so I'll toss in this prepared for the worst to go 5 to 3. That was a +1. That's okay. We get a clue. Marion asks at the card table about the recent movements of the Sheldons and the O'Banions, understands that their turf war has been moving from Rivertown kind of over to Easttown. As the lines flow back and forth, sometimes the O'Banions, with their massive amounts of muscle, are overtaking the Sheldons. Sometimes the Sheldons' devious, underhanded tactics are more successful. There we go. Have people entered the raffle if they want to enter the raffle? I'll give you guys a second. If anyone wants to ! raffle, I'm giving away a Steam key for a game. And then actually, you know what? I think I can tell you right now it's probably not going to work. I'm going to grab a die. I don't know why Streamlabs OBS raffle doesn't work right now. Okay. In the meantime, there are no enemies, so I skip to the upkeep phase where I will draw a card, gain a resource, and ready all my cards. Fuck off. This is my unique weakness called I'll do it myself. Wow. Put it into play in your threat area. As an additional cost to play an event, take a horror. Free trigger, discard 3 events from your hand. Discard I'll do it myself. This might not be so bad. I might be able to just toss it away. Easy peas. A couple of the guys at the table are like, hey, sweetheart, if you're really going into O'Banion and Sheldon territory, maybe you should take some muscle, huh? Maybe you need a hand? There's laughter around the table as they all laugh at this poor one-armed trawler. And she fucking slams her crowbar down on the table, scattering chips everywhere. Shut the fuck up, Pete. I'll do it myself. Oh, no worries, Crosshair. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised because it's such a thing. I'm closing the giveaway, and I'm going to attempt to pick a winner. Nope, doesn't work. Okay, that's fine. I'm rolling a die. On a 1 and a 2, it will go to Blanky Cat. On a 3 or a 4, it will go to Graspy Loot. On a 5 or a 6, it will go... I'm holding a die, you should all know. It's not weighted or anything. On a 5 or 6, it will go to Flower of August. The winner of the raffle is... Flower of August! Congratulations. Flower of August, send me a DM on Discord. And I will send you back a Steam key for either Given Beyond the Trees or Imagine Earth Sustainable Civilizations. Imagine Earth is... I don't think it's 4X, but it's definitely going to be sort of a strategy-type game. Anyway, congratulations. I'm furious that Marion's decided to do it herself so early on. That's okay. We go to 1 out of 7 Doom, and we draw an encounter card. Here at the Esoterica, we've got our crowbar, we've got tons of cash, but unfortunately, we are trying to do it ourselves. Oh my god. Okay. So what does this mean? Marion steps out into the alley. Steps out the front door of Tillinghast Esoterica. I agree, Crosshair. And starts to head towards the university. A shuffling of feet draws her eye down a nearby alleyway. Keeping her crowbar close, she creeps down and, coming around a corner, sees a lump among some garbage bins. Heading towards it, the smell of rotting flesh causes her to, as it says here, causes you to retch. Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by, take a horror. Well, that sucks. Especially because I'm not committing clean him out because I need to toss for I'll do it myself. No, yeah. Flower, thumbs up, no problem. Just shoot me a message on Discord so I can send it to you. Or on Twitch, whatever's better. I'm going to test 2 to 3. And I think Marion is going to go pretty... Marion Tavares. That's an elder sign, my friends. +1. Look at 3 cards, draw an event. This is actually huge. Okay, this is great. Marion in the alleyway, retching at the smell of rotting flesh, the gnarled hand of the corpse, sort of causing her to stumble back momentarily, and then realizes, like, it's just a corpse, it can't hurt you. And she steps towards it and starts to pick through its pockets to see if it was a victim of the gang war. So I pass, and I get to search 3 for an event. And I will take the only event here, the emergency cache, and then I shuffle the others back in. Okay. All right. It's back around to me. We're leaving the Esoterica. Oh, fuck. Actually, great emergent narrative here, guys. Here it comes. Ready? I am going to discard... Do I want to discard 3 events? Look what I found's really good. I don't want to play the other events, but I would have to draw a third. Anyway, okay. My first action is suspend a clue. Because as we're going through the pockets of that horrible, rotting corpse, record Marion discovered an alien language. Scribbled in the pockets. Marion discovered an alien language. In the pockets of this man's pants and suit jacket, almost unrecognizable. Almost as if it had been aged for 50 years. No, Crosshair, hang on. It is not an Arkham location. Let's read the agenda again. It is a reaction. After the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. 1 at a time, spawn each criminal discarded this way at the nearest empty location. I will just double check. Yeah, Miskatonic University, Rivertown, Northside, Downtown, and Easttown all have the Arkham trait, and for some reason, the Esoterica does not. And I presume that is because the Esoterica is some sort of alien spaceship in disguise. That's the presumption I'm making here. In the pockets of this man's jacket and pants, Marion comes across page after page of crumpled paper scribbled with clearly a language. There's clearly a logic. There's repeated symbols, but they amount to no more than the scribblings and ravings of a madman, but they're far, far, far too much. That's a hat, I think. Blanky cat. And I think that means that it's from this, like, One Last Job. I think it's from this set. And, of course, it says that it's connected to the location right of it. But I agree, it should be Arkham. It was Korean. Fuck. I think Marion discovered an ancient language. Thank you very much. Second action. Ooh. It's an Esoterica. It's neither there nor not there. The alien okay, yeah. Why does it have a strange symbol? Marion pockets the notes, wondering if maybe Tillinghast will be able to decipher them, or maybe she'll meet a professor at the Miskatonic University. Curses her silliness. At this hour, there's not going to be anyone there. Miskatonic University is one of the most prestigious colleges in the Northeast. The university library is famous for its collection of occult books, maintained by the esteemed Dr. Henry Armitage. Zoe Samaras, years and years ago now, of course, rescued Dr. Armitage in the Dunwich Legacy. I think she rescued him. I don't think he died. Miskatonic University is a 4-shroud, 2-clue location with Victory 1. The campus is quiet and lonely. Several of the buildings have been left unlocked for students and faculty working late into the night. What can Marion find? Action. Search the top 6 cards of your deck for a tome or spell. She ain't that kind of gal, ladies, okay? She ain't that kind of gal. However, I am really liking the idea of snagging these 2 clues at once. Damn it, Crosshair, how dare you? How dare you? You are correct, but, like, damn it. I feel very seen? That's the wrong word. Okay, I would love to grab both clues. If I play Look What I Found, which is when I fail a skill test by 2 or less while investigating, then I'll have to take a horror. If I were to free trigger discard 3 events from my hand, this would no longer be a problem, but then I won't have Look What I Found, which is annoying. So I think we're going to go for the investigation. Go for investigation. And I'm going to go 1 down. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna go one down. I'm just gonna investigate without the crowbar. Yeah, exactly, Flower. Fucking hell. All right. Marion has a pocket full of strange alien notes. A crowbar. Her pocket's full of cash, banknotes. A couple of American bonds for some reason. That's weird. Let's investigate. 3 to 4. I fail by 2, which means I can play. Look what I found. It cost me 2 resources and a horror. But I get 2 clues, and then I get to use her reaction ability, which is draw a card. You may play an event from your hand, which I will not do, but I will draw a card. It's not an event. That's too bad. Okay. Marion. Yeah, I know, Graspy Loot. It's going away soon, though, guys. It's going away soon. Yeah, oh, yeah, Crosshair. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay. This is all happening at the same time. What does Marion do? Marion heads onto campus. She's keeping a low profile. She's a little too old to be a student here. And, she's got... Can I quickly interrupt myself? Look at this pea coat. Look at this coat. Tell me this isn't the nicest coat you've ever seen. Everyone's like, there's way nicer coats. Shut up! It's a nice coat. This is the new energy on Doomed, by the way. Okay. Marion strides onto the campus, keeping a low profile. Starts trying some doors at a couple of the faculty offices. Pretty clean for everybody who spends their time. The smell, though, Graspy Loot. It's clean, but my God, it stinks. Seaweed, fish entrails, and salt. Just absolutely horrible. She attempts to head to the library. Locked. And yet, turning away from the library, she stumbles upon an open window at ground level. As she's about to slip inside, just to see if maybe there's some notes on this, whatever this alien language might be. It's a long shot. As she slips inside, she hears a couple of sets of footsteps going by. Low, murmured voices. She looks out the window, sees a couple of tough-looking guys in fedoras smoking cigarettes. One of them seems to be palming a small firearm. She doesn't recognize them as members of the O'Banions, but odds are pretty good. The word shipment comes out and drifts across to her, and she realizes, here's where I need to follow. All right. The reaction is, after the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Spawn each criminal discarded this way at the nearest empty location. Let's see if we get any criminals. 1. Rotting remains. Did I shuffle this? 2. Drawn to horrible art. Ugh. Horrible as in ugh. Dissonant voices. Yes, I did Crosshair, yeah. I drew a card, and I opted not to play an event, because I would have to take another horror, and I don't want to. But no criminals. As they move off into the darkness, Marion decides, well, they may not know where the shipment is, but maybe I can follow them regardless. That brings us to the end of investigation. No enemies on the board, so we can go straight to upkeep, where I draw another event on the hunt. There's a free trigger window after I draw my card in my encounter card in Mythos, which is probably when I'll discard these cards from hand. We go to 2 out of 7 Doom. Marion gets ready to follow a couple of street toughs north, or maybe east. We're not quite sure where they're headed yet. Oh, and during, you're right, Blanky Cat. Well, I don't see a skill test here. Drawn to Darkness. Put Drawn to Darkness into play in your threat area. Limit 1 per investigator. Your maximum hand size is reduced by 3. So, my maximum hand size is now 5. When your turn ends, if you have no cards in hand, discard Drawn to Darkness. Yeah, me too, Crosshair. I'm just gonna You can all see me shuffling, right? There you go. Marion feels herself pulled as these two men venture from streetlight to streetlight to street lamp and then into darkness. Yeah, exactly. Do you mind if I cut the deck there, buddy? So drawn to darkness reduces my maximum hand size to 5, hence this. Marion can feel herself being drawn, inevitably pulled towards some sort of destructive outcome. Free trigger. I'm going to discard 3 events from my hand. Clean them out, emergency cash, and on the hunt. Aw. Honestly, I'll take it. I will take that. It's gonna be... I get the sense that this is gonna be a Drowned City card. Like, capital C, like, card. Capital T theme. Being drawn to darkness is something that will happen to Marion again. And we need to learn how to resist it. Okay, we're back into the investigation phase. I need more clues so I can find criminals. Always consent. Excuse me. My first action is going to be to play Gret Wagner. Let's have a look. The Purifier. With iron and salt, with fire and water. You get +1 combat. After you defeat an enemy, exhaust Gret and deal a damage to her. Discover a clue at your location. So I'll take the combat. I will talk about this in a brief moment. I will point out the agenda... No, it's the act. The act says discard an engaged criminal enemy with X remaining health. Gret requires you to defeat an enemy. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. So those do not combo. However, as Marion... Okay, here's the question. Is Gret like a concept or a real person? Have we met her yet? Look at this absolute unit. She's just lancing some sort of horrible beast. Okay. Marion heads off into the darkness. Ooh! Great question, Blanky Cat. What I mean is she a dream of something to come where Marion's going to have to try to purify the corruption as created by Cthulhu or whoever? Just putting our music back up here. Guys, this is very exciting. Yeah, I'm going to say, because she said I'll do it myself, that Gret is more of a, inner beast. Yeah. Marion Tavares has always known that she's been sort of like, she is special in some way. And not just because she's a one-armed trawler. Not just because she doesn't necessarily share a skin color with most of the people from Arkham, Massachusetts. It is because she has a desire to cleanse, to purify. Every so often she gets these flashes of herself destroying just absolutely obliterating the creature that took Annalise, or that took her arm and almost killed Annalise. Yeah. A different look for Roland. Wow, Roland, you look... I'm not gonna lie, Roland, you look kind of hot. Ooh, that's insane, guys. I love it. Okay, Northside or Rivertown? Northside is a commercial district that contains many offices and factories, as well as the train station. Rivertown, the banks of the Miskatonic are lined with docks, warehouses, and small shops in the district, aptly named Rivertown. Yeah. All right, I'm moving to Rivertown. Rivertown has docks. Marion follows the two criminals at a safe distance, but she can feel her hand clenching the crowbar tighter and tighter. Oh! One shroud, one clue! There is something unsettling about the water of the Miskatonic River tonight. It ripples and bubbles as though something is moving beneath the surface. The water's not so calm tonight. There's something down there. Something that wants to get out. And last action, Marion, being drawn to darkness, is going to move towards the water. Oh, all right. Saludos, Crosshair. I hope you enjoy the rest of the VOD, because I hope it's fun. And exactly, join the Discord if you're not already familiar with what's coming up this weekend. All right. I'm using the crowbar to investigate, which means... for what it's worth, Crosshair, do check out 500, because I seem to recall it kind of being a little fucked up. Just because I'm curious. Excuse me, madam. Could you help me find sloppy seconds? Disgusting. All right, I'm investigating at 5-1 with the crowbar. Marion reaches into the water, slowly, her crowbar trying to snag whatever's bubbling down there. Another elder sign! Uh-oh. These things always... Okay, thanks, Crosshair. These things always come in stages. So we succeed. I get to search the top 3 cards of my deck for an event and draw it, which I will do. I'll shuffle the rest in. I will get a clue. I have not played an event. I will use the reaction on the agenda to discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck and spawn each criminal discarded. Fucking hell. Rats are not criminals. Fucking hell. Are there any criminals in Arkham tonight at all, or what, are they all shooting each other? At least we're collecting clues like nobody's business. Marion... Oh, it's too loud, you guys. Sorry. Let me fix that. Is that better? I think that's a bit better. Marion reaches down into the water, and her crowbar hooks onto the edge of something very heavy and waterlogged. She drags it up towards the surface. It's a scrap of canvas. Clues. Yeah, Blanky Cat, we got clues. Which we'll eventually need to spend on the criminals, right? The scrap of canvas reads the Sheldons. It must have been a rum runner vehicle that got sunk by the O'Banions. It looks like this war is really starting to heat up. That's the end of my turn. No enemies, which means I can go to upkeep. I draw a Glimmer of Hope. Quite nice. Leveled up Glimmer of Hope, no less. Blanky Cat, if you were here at all during our deck building stream, there was a lot of discussion about Gambit. I think you were here. There was a lot of discussion about Gambit versus Fortune, and the Fortuners won out. But I'm not unhappy. Leveled up Glimmer of Hope seems really cool for Marion. Especially once they're in the discard pile, you can get them back with her reactions and stuff. Okay. Is that still too loud? Do. Yeah, it's a little loud. Please let me know if volume is okay. In the meantime, we go to 4 Doom already? Whoa, 4 out of 7 Doom. We have yet to see any criminals, but we've gotten a lot of clues about where they might be headed and what might be happening. Farak. Exactly, Blanky Cat. Frozen in fear. Marion turns back from the water and freezes as she sees a number of men leaning up against a wall, smoking cigarettes, silent, and staring at her. Put Frozen in Fear into play in your threat area. The first time you move, fight, or evade each round, it costs an additional action. What? At the end of your turn, test Willpower 3. Well, that's going to be a Glimmer of Hope trigger for sure. All right. Marion wills herself to move. Marion, it's okay. They've seen you fish up a scrap. Maybe you're just one of those night wanderers. Maybe you're just an insomniac. Don't worry about it. I'm going to spend 2 actions to move to Easttown. The Easttown neighborhood, situated on the northern banks of the Miskatonic River, contains lower-class housing, the Arkham Police Station, which is what Marion's thinking if I get closer to the cops, maybe they won't attack me, and popular eateries like Velma's Diner. 2 Shroud, 1 Clue. While you're in Easttown, reduce the cost of each ally asset you play by 2. Well, shit. Okay, that's fine. Last action, I'm going to look for clues here. Are the men from the dock going to try to follow her? I'm investigating at 5-2. It's a clue. I have once again... I am once again asking you. I have once again emptied the clues out of an Arkham location. So I will discard the top 3 cards. That's a criminal. That guy looks like a criminal. Locked door and obscuring fog wouldn't have been. They spawn at the nearest empty location. Gang soldier. Don't go sticking your nose where it don't belong, pal. He's a 2/2/2 syndicate criminal, and I'm spawning him at the nearest empty location, which is downtown. This is good. We'll be able to spend 1 or 2 clues to get him the hell out of here. And then we'll be able to start making some progress on the act, which is good. Marion finally catches sight of something that she knows is true gang activity. A shipment being offloaded in the dark of night with a couple of people posted for lookout. Now, many people, to the odd passerby, a diner, a restaurant getting a delivery of, like, milk and cheese and stuff. Exactly, Flower. Come on, man, that doesn't mean anything, right? Like, and those lookout, what do you mean lookouts? Those are just 2 guys having a cigarette, just sitting around. Marion recognizes it for what it is. Just down the street, there is an active delivery of prohibited alcohol going on that she is going to be able to interrupt and question one of the guys if she can get him alone. That's the end of my turn. At the end of my turn, I need to test willpower 3. I will commit a glimmer of hope to try to be less scared, which gives me a willpower and a wild icon. This takes me up to 4/3. Wow. This is where I say, whoa, maybe I should be playing on hard, haha. We discard Frozen in Fear. There are no enemies on the board. I upkeep into Determined. Determined is Marion's unique skill. She has 2 copies. If this skill test is successful and it is on an event... Oh, I didn't actually... Exactly, Graspy Loot. Shockingly, Flower, I can't believe it, but I actually haven't. Maybe I will. Who knows? So, Determined gives you +1 on a test. If it's successful and it's on an event that I played, I can get Determined back. How many events will have skill tests on them? Let's find out. Expert, Jesus Christ. Not with this deck, I'll tell you that for free. She is determined, and she is determined to not let her fear get the best of her as she heads off towards the gang soldier. Let's go ahead and draw an encounter card. Locked door. Well, this is actually okay. I'm going to shove the locked door. It attaches to the location with the most clues. So that's fine. There were some doors that were locked back at the Miskatonic University, but it doesn't really matter. No idea, Flower. I mean, that's a good question, actually. Like, I was thinking about it in the... Quick tangent. I was thinking about it in the context of, like, people are theory crafting Mateo and Kaimani start with 5 XP. In the Thick of It gives you 3 XP. Ascetic gives you 10 XP. But you cannot gain XP for the remainder of the run. But if you're playing on Expert, 18 XP from Scenario 1 is probably about as good as you're going to do anyway. Now, how, like, then you still have to work out, okay, well, how the fuck do I, like, actually succeed on tests when the average Chaos Bag token is a -4? And the answer is you seal all the symbols. You play Mateo and you seal all the symbols. Anyway, it's very interesting conversations happening around Ascetic, a new permanent from the Drowned City. I think it'd be really cool. I don't think... I like XP for the purposes of having fun in this game, but I think it's a cool theory. Or, like, thought, I should say. Okay. Did I draw an encounter card? I did. It was a locked door. We're back. We're going to move into downtown. The downtown area of Arkham is filled with government buildings, including City Hall. The First Bank of Arkham, Independence Square, and Arkham Asylum can also be found here. It is the busiest district in the city. Money, government, and mental institutions. That's Arkham, baby. Wow. We'll call it a loan. Action, gain 3 resources once per game. 3 Shroud, 1 Clue. Marion strides up. Sits kind of hand jammed into pocket in the shadows as the last of the shipment gets offloaded and one of the guys hops back into the truck. We are blanky count. One of the two lookouts he finishes his cigarette, crushes it under his heel, and starts to walk away. Marion follows him, gives him a little tap on the shoulder, and then reaches out and clocks him straight in the gut with her crowbar. Just wham! Fight! You get +2 combat. I'm at 7-2. The guy, blood explodes out of his mouth as he doubles over. That's 1 damage. And then free trigger. I'm going to spend a clue. I didn't have to use the crowbar, right? Oh, well. I'm going to spend a clue to parlay, discard an engaged criminal with 1 remaining health, X remaining health, and place a clue on this act. So I'm discarding him, and I'm placing the clue that I spent on this act. That's 1 out of 3. He is not defeated, so I cannot use Gret. But immediately, the guy starts huffing and puffing. He's just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you with the O'Banions? Marion kind of blinks as she realizes this guy immediately gave himself up in terms of his loyalty. And she's like, yeah. And the O'Banions want to know where the fuck our shipment is. She's playing the tough guy. The guy starts blubbering something about, something about the train's coming in real soon, and takes off. Northside has the train station, and perhaps that's all he knows. Last action, I'm going to try to get the clue off this location. It's going to be a little annoying, considering I shouldn't have used the crowbar. Do we just go 3-3? Yeah, let's just go 3-3. A skull. The number of criminals in play, which is 0. So we actually somehow succeed. We get a clue. That is, again, the last clue off an Arkham location, so I can discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Crypt Chill. Tortured Visions. Tortured Visions. Not a lot of criminals in Arkham right now. Apparently. Fucking hell, how are we going to get more criminals, man? Sheesh! We're almost through the encounter deck. Alright. That's the end of my turn. Marion's brutal attack on this guy gave her at least a little bit of information. The train station. That's where the deal's taking place. We go to upkeep. I draw a vicious blow. I go to 4 resources. I'm at 4 out of 5 for my hand size. If I ever go down to 0 cards at the end of my turn, I can discard Drawn to Darkness, but she is still being drawn to darkness, right? Yeah, on Graspy Loot, these are the only 2 assets I, need for this deck to go. And, they cost a lot of money, but if it works, it works, I'm not unhappy. Let's go, Flower. I would be... Oh my gosh. I cannot wait. Okay. Okay, enemy phase, upkeep phase. Doom. We go to 6 out of 7 Doom on the agenda. We're not there yet because we're missing baddies. We're missing criminals. Fuck, more Rotting Remains. Well, I think you would play Your Friend and Mine. Oh my god. The Fearless Flatfoot, Alice Luxley. Oh, fuck no. Flower, please. I don't want it to. More Rotting Remains. This is actually pretty bad news. So, as she starts to head for the train station, she takes a look, and she has to do... Yeah, well, she does a damage, but, she gives you an intellect, at least. I don't know. I guess that's what I mean, is, +1 intellect would be the other way to do it. Just go... Also, I, too, am missing baddies. That's very good. All right. Marion's head just turns almost unconsciously to look into the back of what she presumes is the speakeasy, where the Sheldons were just delivering some hooch. She has to do a double take. The carnage inside is almost otherworldly. She runs over. The door swings closed, and as she pushes it open again, it vanishes before her eyes. Was that just the light playing tricks on her? Why was there so much blood? Test willpower 3. For each point you fail by. No, I'm not committing to this. That's 3 horror. I know, it's bad news. That's 3 horror. 1 goes on Gret, 2 goes on me. I have healing in this deck. The question is, when am I going to get it? I should have committed determined to that. That's okay. It's fine. We're not dead yet. Let's go to the train station. Last action. First action, move to north side. 3 shroud, 2 clues. In north side, nothing gets people talking faster than a bit of dough. Spend 5 resources to gain 2 clues from the token pool. You bet I am, Flower. I always do. Yeah, well, Mr. Butt, that's... Thankfully, Mr. Butt, it was just a vision. But a vision of what? Oh, well, okay, I mean, the card is not a vision. But Marion seeing it was a vision. Okay. 3 shroud, 2 clues. I need more criminals, so I guess we're just going to try and get these clues. Second action, I guess we just investigate using combat with the crowbar. She's hanging around the train station. She's looking for any proof that the Sheldons are going to try to maybe surprise the O'Banions in a deal, that there's maybe going to be a fight breaking out shortly. I'm going 5 to 3. Doesn't work. -3. That's one of the first failed tests of the game. Second action, I'll investigate and I'll commit crowbar, my other crowbar, to go 4. Fuck it. I'll put determined in to go to 5. Okay, that worked. She is determined. Yeah. I'm sure everything's fine. Okay, we did not clear the last clue, so we have to wait. Marion grits her teeth, watching like a hawk each person getting off the train. Mothers, fathers, children, police officers, blue-collar workers. Nice. Nice. And we go to upkeep. There's no enemies on the board. Upkeep brings me a 1-2 punch, which, you know, if we get an enemy... 7 out of 7 doom. Here we go. Now we're getting somewhere. We're not, actually. I really need some more baddies. Moving quickly down the avenue to your next destination, the other side of the train station, you see a suspicious-looking woman in a long coat step out from a nearby alley. Oh, shit. You turn down a side street to avoid her and nearly run into a man with a wicked scar running down his right cheek. He takes a drag from his cigarette, tosses it to the sidewalk, and glowers at you. You step back, only to bump into the woman you saw before. Hey, where you going, pal? We just want to talk. The guy that Marion did not ice, the guy that Marion beat up a little bit to try to get some info out of, must have run back to his Sheldon gang mates to track her down. Spawn a set-aside gang enforcer engaged with me. Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the... No! Shuffle the encounter discard pile into the encounter deck! What? Fuck! I need more... Oh my god, I need... Oh, no. It's like really bad, actually. Oh, shit. Gang enforcers. Are they the same? They look the same. Oh, no, and it has victory! What if you just don't? Gang enforcer. Wow, what a badass. Speaking of baddies, am I right? Gang enforcer is a 3/3/2 criminal syndicate. Hunter preys on the most clues. The first time each round an investigator the first time each round an investigator at this enemy's location attacks another criminal, so a different criminal, Gang Enforcer readies and attacks that investigator. 2 damage. Victory 1. So if I ice her, that's victory, which we like. But I also need to discard criminals in order to succeed. Your every step is dogged by both the Sheldons and the O'Banions. Seems like the two warring gangs have put aside their beef. Oh shit, to end your investigation. Whoa, 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 they've paused their gang war? For me? After the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards of the ins. That is true, Flower. And then I get to spawn each criminal enemy discarded this way at the nearest empty location. Okay, we have to draw an encounter card, which might be a gangster? It's not. Obscuring Fog. As the woman moves up from behind Marion and the guy with the wicked scar crushes his cigarette under his heel, moves forward, reaching for a switchblade, a wave of fog rolls in. Obscuring Fog says attached to your location, it gets +2 Shroud. Which is okay. Because that's not how I'm... That's not how Papa plays. Alright, let's do it. First action. Marion just looks around and is like, alright, if you must... I'm gonna play 1-2 Punch. 1-2 Punch says Nathaniel... Nathaniel, of course, being a famed boxer from Arkham. He's renowned for his rapid left jab and right cross signature move. Now, of course, Flower has already pointed out, Marion can't theoretically do what is traditionally known as a 1-2 punch. What she can do is her own signature crowbar move. Thank you, Saren. Coming in hot. Hydrate. Marion can, in one fell swoop, use the crowbar to slam up into the man's chin, and then take the momentum from the swing, turn it around, and crush the woman's head. Fight! You get +1 combat. If you succeed, fight again. You get +2 combat and deal +1 damage. What am I at? 5, 6 to 3. Not good enough. But I don't want to put in Vicious Blow. Oh, shit! Shit, Splooey. The old 1-1. The old 1-1 punch. Is it 11 o'clock? Because it's time for a 1-1 punch in. Okay, hi, Captain Splooey. Welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you all with us. I am chuffed to bits. Marion has not been finding a lot of gangsters here, and all of a sudden she's got gangsters galore. I don't want to use Vicious Blow. My RP! No, it's... Guys. Whoa. It's like, just like... You know, just... yeah, it's just, No, like, expand your minds a little bit. It's not... What does it say here? It says a left jab, right cross? No. It's an uppercut with a crossbar, swing around, crowbar detaches a woman's jawline. All right, we're 1-1 punching. We're going 6 to 3. That's 1 damage. We get to fight again. This time 7 to 3. And just like that, it's a Sex and the City reference. And just as quickly as the two had approached, their bodies lie motionless on the pavement. 3 damage. It goes in the victory display. I get to do a damage to Gret and discover a clue at this location. Which also, hang on, there's a lot of stuff happening. Hang on. I got a lot of stuff going on here. Brutally dispatched 2 people with crowbars. Just absolute mad lady. I can then my reaction... And also, I discovered a clue, so I will discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck. Fuck. Shit. Cock. Pardon my French. Yes, Corey! Hello, welcome to Doomed. Wonderful to have you with us. We are playing the very first scenario of the Drowned City solo Marion Tavares. Rats are also kind of criminals. They're like the criminals of the Animal Kingdom. That is true, Flower. Actually, because I would be dead otherwise. So... not bad. Give me some healing, yo. Okay. So no other criminals, which is bad. You know what I need is an On the Hunt. Do I have On the Hunt in this deck? Fuck, it's in my discard pile. Fuck, shit. Ugh. Okay, it's fine. I think it's fine. Reaction. Draw a card. Play another event from my hand? You better believe it's time for cards, baby. Again, not literally. She's not sitting down to play cards with 2 corpses, okay? It's more of a... it's more of a theoretical thing. I mean... Marion sighs deeply as she crouches down in the alleyway, rifling through the pockets of the 2 O'Banions. Well, Flower, we're gonna see if they have any information about a hideout, maybe, for the other gangsters. Or maybe they just have a few bucks? Let's play 21. Let's play some blackjack. Well, 21. 1. We're not counting the minuses. That's an 11. Oh, there you go. There you go, Graspy Loot. Yeah, maybe they won at blackjack, and now it's like, now it's my turn. 12? 13? 15? 20. I could keep going because there's at least a couple more 1s in the bag. If I draw another 5, then this becomes a 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. Yeah, doable. Let's draw again. Fuck it, I'm leaving it. I'm taking 6 resources. Damn. Man. Marion. Lucky at cards, unlucky in love. Am I right, ladies? Okay. I played 1-2 punch, and I drew into and then played 21 or bust. We have now revealed all the locations and have nothing to do except... Correct, Captain Splooey. There is no... yeah, people are only lucky in one aspect of their lives. Ever. At a time. Oh. Shit. Oh, having a badass name and cards. Gotcha. I'm kidding, Captain Splooey. I'm so sorry. Is a joke. Okay. Well, I need criminals, which means I need... What are you gonna do? What, are you gonna come over here? And... Oh, God, help, he's here. Okay. Oh, no, Annalisa is nowhere to be found. All right, I'm just gonna draw cards, guys. That's what I'm gonna do. I think just the 1 flower. What a fool. I didn't realize this would be the first scenario, obviously. If it was just rely on the crowbar, fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 clues. I've done so well. Draw a card. Draw a card. Oh, Flesh Ward. I do. I do, and I discarded it because I'm doing it myself or whatever. Fucking hell. All right. Upkeep brings us to 5 cards in hand. Way too many clues. If this scenario ends because I can't get enough criminals, I'm poorly designed. We go to 1 out of 7 doom. The night is still young. The fog pushes back, revealing an alleyway with 2 bodies, necks bent at odd angles, blood pooling in the cobblestones, and Marion Tavares nowhere to be found. I drew a gang soldier. Well, shit. So, Flower, I have to assume in, like, a multiplayer game, you'd have people clearing different locations at the same time. You'd be getting more cards. There's only so many, you know. That's what I would assume. Now, this was a good draw. Let's be real, folks. This was a good draw. My health is okay, but I don't have to drag him elsewhere at all. There's no clues left anywhere on the board. I just need to parlay him. So let's soften the... Oh, got him! Thank you, Mr. Butt. That's very kind. I'm going to play crowbar. I'm going to use my crowbar to soften this mofo up. 7-2. Tablet. -4 because there's a criminal here. So her swing is a little less We/you. We, yeah. Oh, Graspy Loot. I have been killing it out here. Good job, Marion. A man starts to run after Marion down the road as she jumps through the sort of a blast of steam being let out by a train. As she whirls around, clocking him in the head, he spins around and clonks his head on the side of the locomotive as he sinks down to the ground. She crouches down next to him, puts the crowbar under his chin, and is just like, so, where are the O'Banions keeping it? Yeah, it really would be Flower. Free trigger! Spend a clue to discard 1 health enemy and put a clue on the act. Second action, I'm going to play a Flesh Ward. Oh, where did my arcane slots go? I mean, I took them out is what happened, but I only have the one, so it's okay. All right, I'll play a Flesh Ward. Flesh Ward is a 3-cost asset, a ritual. It says, when you are dealt damage and or horror from an enemy attack, exhaust it, spend a charge, cancel 1 damage or horror just dealt from that attack. So it only works for enemy attacks. I take this to be, again, we're talking emergent narrative. Great question, Graspy Loot. Gret is probably a real person that Marion is going to meet one day. But for now, Gret is her own, I'm not going to say insanity, but it is her own sort of inner turmoil and chaos and her need to destroy the monsters that lurk in the ocean. And somehow this inner fire has granted her the ability to every so often just shrug off a blow that would normally fell most people, I should say. Okay, I've played a Flesh Ward. I still don't have much to do. I'm just waiting for baddies. I could keep drawing, but I guess I should just check. Maybe I have another on the hunt. I'm just going to check my deck list, just in case, guys. Because you never know. Do I have 1 on the hunt? I have 1 on the hunt. It's in the discard pile. Guess we're looping our deck. But also I have Drawn to Darkness. I don't really want to discard any of this stuff. So instead, I will move back to downtown just to do something else. Marion needs to get out of there. Obviously, there's a lot of gangsters who are converging upon her position at Northside, and she's like, "Okay, oh, what do I need clues for though? Look at all the I got so many goddamn clues." You are correct, Flower. Spend 5 resources, gain 2 clues. Like, why not, right? Like, I don't see why I wouldn't. Because they might do something. Maybe. They might also do nothing. We go to Upkeep. Another Glimmer of Hope. So glimmerful. All right. We go to 2 out of 7 Doom. The night is long. Oh, yeah. Ugh. I hope they don't, though. Let's draw an encounter card, and we hope that it is not a criminal. Uh-oh. Crypt Chill. As Marion hands over cash, trying surreptitiously to wash a little bit of the blood off of one corner of a crumpled bill. The guy doesn't look at her twice. Hands her a little brown bag, in which there is a bottle of whiskey, inside of which is a rolled up piece of paper that has an address. The address of the O'Banion gang's hideout. However, the fog seems to have made a return, and with it, a freezing cold. Now, actually, I really don't want to fail this. So I'm going to commit a Glimmer of Hope. I have a Lucky, so I'm at 4 to 4. Not good enough. Let's commit Determined to go 5 to 4. just good enough. I will be lucky and pass. Lucky gives me +2. So I was at 5 to 4. Lucky brings me back up from 2 to 4. Okay. We pass. A shudder courses through Marion as she realizes something otherworldly is at play in town. But she does not know what it is, unfortunately. We're back around. Have I missed anything? Tragically, Blanky Cat. After playing an event during your turn, draw a card. I thought it was on Mythos too, which is part of the reason I took on the hunt. I took on the hunt for the Gret Wagner combo, but I thought as well, like, oh, if I play during Mythos or whatever, it's only during your turn. Yeah, it's too bad. Okay. Investigation. Let's just make sure we're good here, guys, right? The Act says you need to find out what happened with Tillinghast shipment. Spend X clues, parlay, discard an engaged criminal with X health remaining at your location, place a clue on this act. At the end of the round, if the number of clues on this act equals or exceeds its clue threshold, which is 3, because it says 2 + 1. The agenda: after the last clue is discovered from an Arkham location, discard the top 3 cards of the encounter deck, one at a time, spawn each criminal discarded this way at the nearest empty location. I think we're just fucked, dude. I can't get more clues on a location. I've already fired all the clues off of locations. Yeah. So I'm gonna move once to downtown, just in case I need the money that's here, right? And then I'm gonna draw cards. So boring. A glimmer of hope. Another one. Is that the third? That's the third, so I can play them to get them back from my discard pile. Draw again? So topical. I'm hoping... There we go! Okay, Hallowed Mirror. Hallowed Mirror is going to give me some healing. This is good news. Okay, but I'm out of actions. Fuck! Marion just sort of stalking the streets with her gore-covered crowbar. Just like, I just need that last... Like, is it... Am I going to the O'Banion hideout to find the shipment, or is it with the Sheldons? Like, I just need that one last fucking piece of... Yeah, I agree, Flower. We go to Upkeep, where I draw back up to 5. I'm definitely going to be playing a Hallowed Mirror next turn. Mythos phase brings me to 3 out of 7 Doom, and I draw an encounter card, which is a criminal? It's not. It's actually way worse. It's Dissonant Voices, which means I cannot play assets or events, which means I do nothing this turn. Guys, am I missing something? This feels bad. Yeah, woof is right. Classic, patented Scott Humphrey woof from Graspy Loot over here. I'm kidding. Oh my god, what do I do? I'm like tempted to look through the encounter deck to just see. There might not be that many, but then that seems silly. Like, what's the point? Okay. I can't play assets or events. Oh, thank you, Graspy Loot. I'd really appreciate that. I can't play assets or events, so I can't play Hallowed Mirror, so I'm just going to have to discard whatever I draw in Upkeep. I'm just looking to see, is there anything else I can play? Anything else I can do on the locations? 5 out of, like, 30? What the shit? Blanky Cat? That's one every... Oh, but I didn't draw any with my... I discarded so many from the effect of the reaction on the thing, and it didn't discard them. Yeah. Okay. I can't play assets or events. If I draw cards, I'm going to have to discard cards because of Drawn to Darkness, so there's no point. So I just take 3 resources. Wow, that's boring. What an exciting story. What an exciting emergent narrative for this. A roleplay and storytelling focused A roleplay and storytelling focused stream. It's true, Flower. That's actually no bad thing. I go to upkeep. I draw another Gret, which I won't take. I could play over my Gret with another Gret. Yeah, that's what I don't want. I don't want the weakness. I think we toss the... I have to play the Glimmers from my discard pile, so I discard the Glimmer of Hope, because I'm going to be playing them, hopefully, next turn. Yeah, it's true. Well, I'm planning to heal. We go to 4 out of 7 Doom. We discard Dissonant Voices. And we draw. Still not a baddie. Put Caught in the Crossfire into your play area. I mean, we will be caught in the crossfire, I'll tell you that much. When damage is dealt to a criminal at your location, test Intellect or Agility 3. If you fail, reduce the damage dealt to that enemy by 1, and take a direct damage. Discard Caught in the Crossfire. So basically, you're trying to, you're trying to question someone, and then the fucking O'Banions show up across, and they're like, get down, bang, 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 and then hopefully you get out of the way in time. Tragically, that still means nothing is happening. So yeah, I guess we're playing 2 assets. The first is a Gret. The second is a Hallowed Mirror. Hallowed Mirror puts a copy of Soothing Melody into my hand and 2 into the deck. And then last action, I guess, I'm going to play Soothing Melody and heal. I mean, Blanky Cat, I kind of agree. It just feels bad. Like, I'm going to heal 2 horror off of myself, draw a card, and then I'm going to reaction draw a card and play another event from my hand at no cost, which will be another copy of Soothing Melody to heal the last 2 horror off of me, and then draw a card. This is crazy town. Fuck. Oh, no, sorry. I don't want to do that. Yes, I do, because I don't want the 3 copies of Glimmer of Hope back right now. Not when I only have 5 cards allowed in hand. Marion, stalking the streets of downtown, looking for that last piece of information before wondering whether she should maybe just go to the O'Banions, kick the door in, and see how much damage she can do before they end her goddamn life. Finds herself standing outside a grimy window, an old bookstore. Somewhere in the back of the bookstore, a strange mirror, warped, discordant, seems to be calling to her. In much the same way that the men disappearing into the darkness called to her to venture towards. This strange mirror in the bookstore seems to be reflecting back to her a strange, soothing melody. Yeah, I guess I'm just going to try to draw through the deck to get an On the Hunt so that I can do this faster. So bad. Did I play that correctly? Yeah, I did, right? I played 2 assets, then I played a copy of Soothing Melody, which drew me 2 cards, and then I played another Soothing Melody, and it drew me another card, and now I'm going to go to Upkeep, which draws me to 6, so I'm going to discard Second Wind, and I'm going to go around to Mythos. We go to 5 out of 7 Doom? Oh, I did. Thank you, Flower. Yeah, I undid it, and I had to redo it. I was thinking of taking the 3 copies of Glimmer of Hope back to hand, but they don't do anything for me here. Give me a criminal, you motherfucker. Limit 1 per investigator. Literally nothing. Yeah, yeah. Big fan of the Arkham Horror design team, but this, I don't know why this is so weird in... There should be an action ability on the agenda. The agenda should say, spend a clue, discard the top 5 or 10 or whatever cards of the encounter deck, in addition to the reaction. Obviously, then you could, in theory, get to a point where you run out of clues. But then you could buy clues from Northside, or whatever. I don't know. There must be a way to do this. Okay, we're back around to the investigation phase. I guess I'm just drawing cards. Yeah. Yeah, that's right, Flower. But I was sitting here being like, oh, well, I mean, also, here's the real question. If I doom out, I'm gonna read the resolution if I doom out, because if the doom out is like, oh, you're defeated, take a physical trauma, that sucks. If there's no bad thing, then I've still made 3 victory points. I can do better, man. I think we're just drawing cards. Oh, hang on. Lurker in the dark is gonna absolutely fuck me right up. Yeah, maybe. How would I kill? It doesn't matter. Yeah. Will we just draw? There it is, Lurker. And then we just stay away from the Lurker. We draw again. And then we move. It's so weird. It's so weird! Okay. Marion can... Great question, Corey Hickson. You're like, why is he just sitting around? The current objective is, at the end of the round, if the number of clues on this act equals or exceeds its clue threshold, 2 + 1. I currently have 2 clues out of the 3 that I need. In order to get clues on the act, I have to question, parlay with, engaged criminal enemies. The problem is, the scenario has given me a way to find the criminals in the encounter deck, but I've been very unlucky and I haven't drawn any. Then they all got reshuffled and I still haven't found any. I love it from a storytelling perspective, but it is unbalanced in this current way. It feels very bad. Okay. However, in the darkness and the cold, Marion can feel the thing that she has been hunting coming towards her. This is unlike Rex's sort of curse that follows him. Whatever this creature is that feeds on the corpses of those that she beats to a pulp for information, it seems to feed upon despair. This lurker in the dark. What does it do? So that was upkeep. No, that was not upkeep. That was my last draw. Yeah, Flower, I think. And, you know, in Dunwich, when you're looking for Jazz Mulligan in extracurricular activities, right? Action, expend a clue, discard 5 cards. If you're playing solo, 10. Upkeep. Trusted. Oh, I like Trusted. That's a fun event. I am going to discard 2 cards from my hand because I'm down to 5. I'm going to discard... Whoa! Take the initiative. And lucky. Crazy Town. Guys, this is the one. We're at 6 out of 7 Doom. Please hold on to your butts. We are gonna draw. Not a criminal. I can't believe it. Ooh, look, some of that alien language. Tortured Visions. Great art, big fan. Test Willpower 3. Yeah. Yeah, I agree, Graspy Loot. This test gets +2 difficulty if you have 3 or fewer cards. That's fine. If you fail, take a direct horror and discard a card at random from your hand. Well, I will take the initiative on this and be 5-3. As Marion stares deeper and deeper into the mirror and tucked away in the back of this dusty old bookshop, she finds herself being drawn closer and closer to it. Why Sheldons, O'Banions, Tillinghast? Who cares? None of this matters to her. She has a greater purpose. Let's go 5-3. It's a pass. You like that? Now, the reason I did that, my friends, is so that... Oh, well, it's the last round anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. I'm just going to play it out. I'm going to be... I'm going to give Gret +1 health and sanity. Trusted. It's fast, which lets me trigger my ability to draw a card and play another event. I have no other event to play. I could go and try to kill the lurker. Actually, yeah, I have 1-2 punch. No, I don't care about that though. I just don't care. I think we just draw cards. Draw. 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 I don't know what I'm drawing for even. All right. Enemy phase. The lurker comes in. I'm kind of just playing it out really slowly here. Or really quickly, I should say, because I think I might end up replaying this scenario. Upkeep. I think we drop a toe-to-toe. We drop a clean him out. We drop a ready for anything. I have a lot of damage now. And I finally looped my deck. Too slow, buddy. We go to 7 out of 7 Doom. This is the important part. We're going to have a look. Yeah. No matter where you go, there seems to be a mobster waiting in every back alley, standing casually on the street corner, or watching from shop windows and park benches. It's too dangerous to continue your search, so you head back to Tillinghast's shop. A mob of gangsters intercepts you just a block away. Oh, fuck! What the? A mob of yeah. The largest among them steps towards you menacingly, a lit cigarette clenched in his teeth, as his mooks restrain you. Didn't anyone ever tell you? Curiosity killed the cat. He leans down and puts his cigarette out on your cheek, and then nods to his lackeys, who swiftly beat you down with brass knuckles, bare fists, and bricks. Message received. Defeated? Suffer 1 physical trauma. Yeah, bad news, eh, Corey Higgs? Who brings a brick to a gunfight? Okay, so that would be a 2nd physical trauma. I need to see what's in the deck here. Fucking hell. There's the gang soldier. We've seen that guy. There's 2 of them here and 1 in the discard pile. And there's 2 gang informants. So there really are only 5. Okay, well, keep on the hunt, I guess, eh? I'm not gonna... Do I care? Guys, question for the chat. I mean, this is the story, right? The story is she got wildly unlucky. It doesn't feel good, but I don't know... I've probably missed out on XP, right? But also, I will say, I don't think I've played this badly. I don't think I did anything wrong, other than choosing to discard the on the hunt. But, of course, I didn't know that I would maybe, like, need it, quote-unquote. I think we play it. I think we just let it go. I think we play it out. It feels kind of bad. But let's read and see what it looks like. If no resolution was reached, you drag yourself, battered and bruised, back to Tillinghast Esoterica and lean heavily on the shop door. The stained glass window depicts a pyramid with a cyclopean eye that stares at you with unfeeling affectation. What? 8? What the shit, Blanky Cat? I only got 3. Oh, you know what? I see another gang enforcer. I saw some other enemies in the set-aside box. Yeah. Shit. Okay, maybe I should then. All right. Something about it has always seemed uncanny, unsettling. After a long pause, you steady yourself against the doorframe and enter the shop. Inside, you find Ruby and Andy gathered around Randall's desk, appraising a small green figurine. Randall leans forward in his chair and peers at you and the others over steepled fingers. Better late than never, I suppose. It's on a timer, Blanky Cat. It's nothing to do with you. Just so you know. But also, yes, it's a good reminder for folks. Better late than never, I suppose. My suspicions have been confirmed. The relic is genuine. Well done. What if I told you I had an offer too good to refuse? In your campaign log, record, Ruby won the bet. It was not a bet. Ruby forced us to take the bet. Yeah, that's kind of my thought, Flower. I don't know how much I've lost, other than XP. Each investigator earns Victory X. That's 3. If the investigators discovered an alien language, you discover this glyph. Record depths. This glyph has been translated. That's pretty exciting. Where are the glyphs? Ah. Oh. Aha! Sorry. Depths. That's pretty dope, guys. Well, look at all... Whoa, look at all these things! Feels kind of bad, but it's okay. Yeah, Corey and Flower, I agree. It's a lot, and it's very cool. Okay, so I think presumably if we had gotten another outcome, we might have won the bet. We might have gotten more XP. We wouldn't have taken a physical trauma. It's touch and go. I still think we're okay. And I'm going to continue on to an offer you can't refuse. What you have recovered is no mere curio. It was bought at great expense from a dealer in Egypt who inherited it from a relative who bought it in Peking. You know how it goes. Randall smirks as you admire the ancient artifact. It's a vaguely humanoid figure sitting in a stooped position with a heavy octopoid head and squid-like features. There's something malevolent in its expression, something unwholesome in the very way it was sculpted. You find it difficult to look away. My investigator does not have agency, detective, or criminal. This is a singular relic of prehistoric, dare I say, pre-human origins. His voice breaks the spell. The rest of the eccentric antiquarian's story boggles the mind. He describes a record of some ancient cosmic struggle, and how he believes that all of Earth is on the cusp of an apocalypse, much like the one that destroyed the statue's creator. In all of human history, in every separate mythology, there exists a story of a great flood, a cataclysm. There are legends of a great city-state, a bastion of knowledge and might that sank beneath the waves. Humankind has named it many things. Atlantis, Mu, Lemuria. But its true name, a name that predates history, is Relia. It does feel right to me that Marion went out to do something, got her ass kicked, her face beat, and then comes back and is just like, and also there's this crazy place beneath the waves. Like, nothing to do with her, you know? Through much painstaking research and the assistance of a mad sailor named Gustav, I have pinpointed the relative coordinates of the ancient city. A stretch of ocean in the South Pacific where many sailing vessels have shipwrecked or disappeared with no explanation. Correct, Flower, and she should know better. Which brings me to my offer. I need someone bold and resourceful to lead an expedition to the ancient city. Someone to bring back evidence of its ancient knowledge, study its secret, record its wonders. I need that person to be you. Ooh, Aragwen, congratulations. I agree, Flower, and she definitely is going to be on some murder charges pretty soon, too. Randall says, looking at Marion and then Ruby and Andy, should you accept, I shall absolve you of any remaining debt and provide you enough money to retire comfortably. Very comfortably. And, of course, lend my assistance for your other concerns. Your mind wanders back to those other concerns. In player order, each investigator must choose a different task from the following options and read its text. Once each investigator has chosen a task, proceed to Interlude 2. Tasks. Each investigator must select a different task to complete over the course of the Drowned City campaign. It represents their obligations, their reasons for becoming involved with Tillinghast and his shady dealings. Each investigator must choose a different task. Each task is recommended for a specific kind of investigator, but you can take whichever one. It's a double-sided task. Investigators should attempt to complete objectives on their task once per scenario over the course of a campaign. Each investigator will also be prompted to resolve story text during setup and/or resolution of a scenario. When instructed to mark or erase one or more progress on your campaign log, check or uncheck that many boxes under your task. Fine. Completing task objectives will earn experience and/or rewards later in the campaign. Woohoo! The more times you complete your task, the better. Okay. All right. So I see there's story text here, and I know that the tasks are in a pile over here. We'll look at them in a second. I want to just kind of check here. So, no place like home is recommended for survivors, drifters, hunters, wayfarers. Marion is not a survivor, but she is a drifter, and I see her as a hunter and a wayfarer. So this is a big win for me. Let's continue. Walk in faith. Recommended for guardians like Marion, believers, blessed, chosen, hunters. This is another big win, I think. Toe the line, recommended for guardians, but more like agencies, detectives, police, veterans. Is also potentially a win. Good money, recommended for rogues, entrepreneurs, like Marion. That might be more if I want to go in a money direction. We'll see what it does. Prove your worth, recommended for performers, socialites, Silver Twilight. That's a no, I don't think. Thank you, Mr. Butt. Will do. Do no harm, recommended for assistants, civics, medics, veterans, wardens. That's probably a no. I'm not even reading the text here. I agree, Corey. I really do. And actually, I'm mostly disappointed because I know this is going to be a great campaign, and I know Marion's going to have a great story to tell. I'm mostly just disappointed that the only thing that's gone wrong in this scenario is I somehow didn't draw enough encounter cards. I also didn't know... Like, I have a copy of On the Hunt, which lets me search for a criminal, or an enemy, but I didn't know, and anyway, whatever. Dreams of Destruction. Mystics, artists, clairvoyants, cultists, cursed, dreamers, performers, sorcerers, investigators. Again, not Marion. Plumb the depths. Seekers, clairvoyants, detectives, scholars, reporters. Okay. So... Marion could take any of these, right? Just generally speaking. I think just from the titles alone, she could take any of these. My top ones, based on recommended, I'm going to look at Good Money. I'm going to look at Toe the Line. I'm going to look at Walk in Faith. And I'm going to look at No Place Like Home. No Place Like Home, Walk in Faith, Toe the Line, Good Money. And then, just because these are here, I guess I'll put them over top. Okay. So, I guess we should just kind of briefly look at them here, right? So these four on the bottom are kind of my wins. Let's look at the subtitles here. Lost and Uncertain. That feels like Marion. Blanky Cat, honestly? Maybe I will. At least to get to Act 2. Oh, yeah, probably, eh? Yeah, I suppose I shouldn't look at them before knowing what they do. Choose a different task. It corresponds to a double-sided task card. All right. Let's read the flavor text. No place like home. Mr. Tillinghast has always been good to you. Sure, he's gotten you into more than your fair share of pickles and near-death experiences. But when you were down on your luck, it was Tillinghast who got you off the streets. He paid for the warm bed and the hot meal at Ma's boarding house. The money he's promised for this job will finally get you back on your feet. You know he's good for it. That's like... Does this take us back to Kansas? America, why this not Arkansas? It's a vine. It's a vine. I'm not... Okay. All right, you all understand. Walk in faith. All your life, you have believed in something greater than yourself, something that guides your hand and directs your path. There's never been any room for doubt. Months ago, you recognized the unblinking eye set in the stained glass of Tillinghast's shop from your dreams. It was a sign. Whatever guides your hand led you here. And so when Tillinghast asked for that first favor, you acquiesced easily. When he asked for the second, you dutifully responded. There have been so many favors. But something feels different about this latest request. You can't help but feel that this is the reason you were led here. You have no choice but to say yes. Okay. That's... So far, the first two tasks feel correct. The first one feels more like a... Oh, I'm down on my luck, I'm lost, I'm looking for home, I'm looking for Annalise, I'm looking for something to do. And then Walk in Faith is more like I'm looking for a higher purpose. Toe the line. Sometimes you wonder if your old associates still talk about you. You were a bright star, rising through the ranks. This is not correct. There was nothing you couldn't do until your sudden and ignominious fall from grace. Nah. No. No, this is not. This is not. I'm eliminating toe the line from the list right immediately. Good money. Over the years, you've had to do plenty of things. Things you'd never admit in polite society. Things that could get you into deep trouble. So, he paid off our old debt. He treated us well since. You'll be able to live life on your own terms. Again, doesn't feel correct to me, so I'm going to toss that out. So we've got walk in faith and no place like home. Prove your worth is like, oh, you're weak, you suck, people don't like you in society, blah, blah, blah. You have to show them how powerful you are. Again, doesn't feel correct. Do no harm is if you're a, a doctor or a medic or whatever. Dreams of destruction is about awful nightmares, which again does not feel correct for Marion. And plumb the depths. The inexorable itch to understand the world around you is very seeker. Okay. Our task is either to, you know what? No, I'm gonna decide it. We decided before. Marion came to Tillinghast not because she feels that he is somehow connected to this greater purpose in life. She came to him because the monsters attacked her ship. I guess I'm seeing another Carolyn run. Here it comes. Do no harm. Do no harm. Do no harm. She went to Tillinghast because the shipment she was bringing in for him got lost in the Atlantic when the creature dragged Annalise overboard, and she dove in and lost her arm and lost the shipment and all this shit. She's a survivor. I mean, she's technically a guardian, but you know what I mean, right? When you were down on your luck, it was Tillinghast who got you off the streets. It was Tillinghast who paid for a warm bed and a hot meal at Ma's boarding house. I'm doing it. I'm taking No Place Like Home. Let's have a look. No Place Like Home. It's an incomplete task. Permanent. It uses 8 discoveries. When you reveal a location, remove a discovery from No Place Like Home. When the game ends, if there are 1 or fewer discoveries on No Place Like Home, mark a progress under this task. Okay, so just explore. Seems pretty good. Do no harm is after you heal damage or horror from an investigator or ally. There you go. Yeah. There you go, Graspy Loot. So Carolyn would have to heal damage or horror 5 times. 5 instances. That's pretty good, though. Okay, I'm taking No Place Like Home. Can you? Fucking hell, can you imagine? Interlude 2. You narrow your eyes at Randall. There's something he's not telling you, some catch. There's always a catch with Tillinghast. Just as there's always one more job to be done. You ask him what it is, and he sighs. I thought it was obvious, but this expedition is likely to be rather perilous, which is why I thought to entrust it to you. You've proven to yourself to be quite resourceful, not to mention resilient to beatings. I made that part up. And as I said, I intend to reward you handsomely. Take the offer. Skip to Interlude 4. Sorry, I have to point out, Interlude 3, sorry, if you refuse the order, you literally lose the campaign, that's it. Interlude 4. Whatever his reasons for burying the lead, the offer is too tempting to refuse. Ruby and Andy nod along with you in agreement. Tillinghast's face breaks into a familiar smirk. How lovely. I'd hoped you'd say yes. Truly, this is an opportunity of a lifetime. I assure you, this will change everything. After Andy negotiates for a comprehensive supply of film and Ruby ups her commission, lol, Tillinghast outlines the plan for the expedition. Tomorrow, a train will take you to San Francisco, where the Cassandra will sail you down to the provided coordinates in the South Pacific. Thank goodness they're taking a sailor with them. There is an excited, almost childlike glee as he outlines the details. I've sent supplies enough to last the entire expedition, several months if needed. That said, be prepared for anything. Proceed to Interlude 2. It is early evening when you first see the ancient city. You emerge from your cabin to see Andy and Ruby staring out at a jagged, bleak skyline off the starboard bow. The ancient city is a tangle of collapsed towers, labyrinthine burrows, and jagged paths that loop in on themselves like a rat's nest. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'll see you in hell, Flower of August. Draw an enemy on the hunt, turn 2, I guess. But yeah, you could also Ghastly Revelations. Andy nearly drops his camera as a choppy wave lifts and then drops the nose of the ship with a sharp crash. Oh, that's true, actually, Graspy Loot. And then she wakes up and she's like, "Bah, what a horrible dream." You're seeing this. It's real. Tell me it's real, Andy says, furiously loading more film into his scuffed camera. You and the rest of the crew marvel at the mind-bending skyline with a mixture of awe and dread. Seawater pours from the mouths of alien effigies and ancient sepulchres. Strange ephemeral shapes flit in and out of the obsidian canyons of Relia. Look at this fucking place. It is unlike anything built by human hands. You catch yourself saying the city's name under your breath. Even the unflappable Ruby seems dumbstruck as the ship sails past a ring of rocky shoals into a broad cove. After making landfall, the expedition camps on the black sanded beach at the foot of a towering obsidian spire. Menacing gargantuan doors set in the tower's base loom like silent sentinels. There's hardly a word between the expedition members on the first night. Andy spends the evening poring over an obsidian stone set with glowing glyphs, while Ruby lovingly reorganizes her tool bag. In the morning, you discuss which route to take. Tillinghast has provided enough diving equipment, climbing gear, and rations to explore inland for at least 2 weeks before you would need to return to the beach. Andy and Ruby are at odds, however, and we don't like Ruby, let's not forget. Andy wants to follow the coastline to the ruined western wall near the mouth of the cove. Ruby, perennially comfortable with heights, wants to take the skyline to map the city. She points excitedly at a distant cathedral-like structure further inland. Depending on which character you want to follow, you will either explore the ancient city from west to east or east to west. You must decide as a group. Follow Andy along the shoreline to the western wall, or accompany Ruby through the obsidian canyons towards a massive inland structures, eastern. We're going to go west, not just because always left, but also we like Andy better than Ruby. Also, maybe we're hoping Ruby falls to her death. Also, we're sticking to the coast, which of course Marion would be a lot happier with. Western expedition. Something about the distant ruined wall and submerged spires calls to you. After agreeing to accompany Andy westward, he sighs with relief. I can handle myself, of course, but if we have to go diving, He looks blankly into the distance for a moment. I don't want to worry you, but I could swear I saw something human-shaped swimming below. I'll be glad for the company. You look past the black water to the edge of the cove, suddenly apprehensive. Something crests the waves for a moment and then disappears. You have the feeling of being watched. 2 weeks, then, says Ruby, hefting a coil of rope over one shoulder. We'll meet back here in 2 weeks. Don't forget the diving suits. And don't get yourself killed. I would hate to lose my favorite rival. Okay. In your campaign log, record the expedition headed west. Well, sorry. Part of the expedition headed west. Yeah, Rip Ruby is right. Choose an investigator to add Andy Van Nortwick to your deck. Okay. And then remove a tablet and add a cultist. Okay. Remove a tablet, add a cultist. Okay. That's okay. Let's have... And then proceed to the western wall, which is... Okay, and there's different setups based on what you do. I guess I'll just quickly check here. They're both 4-cost allies. Oh, yeah, okay. Ruby, which she's off on the side there. You get +1 agility. She gives you a move if there's no ready enemies. She's basically a Pathfinder with +1 agility, which is great for Seekers and Rogues. Andy Van Nortwick, the ambitious journalist, is kind of Ursula's ally. +1 intellect. If your location has no clues on it, ignore the first attack of opportunity made against you each round. I thought this story was going to go in a very different direction. All right. And we're adding him to our deck? Is that what I said? Okay. Andy Van Nortwick. Oh, yeah? Oh, there you go, Flower. Let's take Soothing Melodies out. I'm just putting my deck back together. So yeah, so for what it's worth, that is it. I'm just putting everything back together here. It does feel a little cheap, for lack of a better word, that I got screwed out of... Oh, and just to go back to Flower here, to what you said before, Flower, it would have... I haven't looked at the other outcomes for the deck, for the other resolutions, but Ruby won the bet is the only other thing. We discovered an alien language. That was not outcome dependent. Ruby won the bet because we didn't succeed the scenario. Presumably, if we succeed the scenario, she would lose the bet. I don't know why that's story-based, though, so I think we're actually okay to just continue. I don't like the physical trauma, but I do have a lot of healing, so it's actually not the... I think we're okay. Also, let's be real, this is the outcome of the story. The story is... Here's the... Okay, here we go, guys. Marion Tavares is looking for a place to call home. She's looking for freedom from her obligations to Tillinghast so she and Annalise can just retire, you know, do what they need to do, live their lives together as friends or whatever. And she thought that she could do that by being an enforcer in Arkham. And it turns out that's not what she's here to do. She is being drawn to something bigger, drawn to darkness. And setting out on this expedition will provide her with the ability to live a different life, hopefully. I think she's, like, made for something bigger than this, you know? I'm just getting rid of all my clues. Okay. That brings us to the end of Doomed for today. I guess the other thing, as Blanky Cat mentioned before, is we miss out on XP. We got 3 XP. So, presumably, yeah, Blanky Cat mentioned 8. I think there's probably a lot more that can be gotten in this scenario, and I can get it. That's okay. That's okay. 3 XP, I'll do something with that, and I'm sure we'll figure it out from there. This brings us to the end of Doomed for today. That was Scenario 1. Next time, Scenario 2, we will be venturing to the Western Wall, which we will be encountering first, because we're going west to east through Relia. What are we going to find here? More alien glyphs. Probably some horrible little fish creatures. Maybe this guy? My last little bit, Mr. Butt. Thanks, Captain Splooey. Marion did get the shit kicked out of her. But she's not dead. This is the key. Physical trauma, less XP. We lost the bet. That's all okay. It's not like it's not the worst. I've definitely had worse, and specifically on this channel. So I am gonna call that a day then, I think. Do I have anything else to say? Me too, Aragwen. I'm really jazzed to see, now that Marion is like out on this weird expedition in this strange place away from Arkham, maybe she'll find that this is more of a home for her, this strange continent. Exploring, beating up, you know, purifying creatures. Like, maybe she'll meet Greta Wagner. Maybe that's not a dream of who she could be. Maybe it's a real person. We're gonna have to find out. Thanks so much for joining me today, guys. No Drew Crew today. Elizabeth is not here, and I ain't doing Drew Crew without her. Also, I have a lot of work. But you can join us tomorrow over on RPG Clinic for another episode of Montreal by Moonlight. It's episode 70, if I'm not mistaken. Oops, all Ned. Oh, God, that guy. Nancy, help! I'm caught on a cable car. No, I'm literally hanging off the cable car right now. Nancy? Nancy, who's that attractive cruise director you're speaking to? Nancy, can you hear me? I hope to see you all on Montreal by Moonlight tomorrow. And then there'll be other streams throughout the week. For this guy on this channel, I've got a couple of interesting games coming up. Possibly a space salvaging simulator, whose name I don't remember, which is why I haven't said it. And honestly, guys, I've never played Oblivion. And with the remaster out, I feel like this is a good time to stream Oblivion. And get absolutely thrashed by what I presume is going to be a wildly outdated RPG. So stay tuned to the Discord. That's where I'm going to let y'all know what I'm planning on streaming, etc., etc. Hey, Aragorn, that's great. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm thrilled to be back on Doomed. And the sooner I finish this campaign, the sooner we can do some more Twoomed. With the Crosshair, with Graspylud, whoever else wants to be on a crazy-ass gala 4-player scenario that we'll eventually do one day. Thank you so much for joining me. If you're watching on the VOD and you made it to the end of the VOD, thank you for that too. Really, really appreciate it, guys. And I'll play Baby Goat. That's a terrible little meh. We'll see y'all next time on Doomed. Bye-bye.